All right, guys, jacked up again. All right, so we got it on some stands, and our project for today is to actually put these brake pads that we've bought for the car several months ago. We still haven't done anything. Today we're going to do a little bit of content with the brake pads. I know a lot of people have thrown them on there. I've read in the forums, everybody really likes them. And you know, the big hassle with the factory is just, I mean, man, it's constant brake dust with these bad boys. And you're constantly detailing the wheels, or you're just riding around with dirty shoes. Pretty big change. We did do the Z26 carbon fiber ceramics. Anyway, when you open up the box, it gives you the break-in information, gives you some hardware, gives you some grease, and then the pads. And then in the other box, not as fancy, but pretty much the same thing. Comes with some hardware, comes with the grease, comes with the pads. So yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward here. We'll do the driver's side first, jump over to the passenger side. I am not probably going to go through every little thing about the brakes, just because there's so many videos online that's showing you how to do it, and I don't think that I would be providing anything extra with it. My intent really with the video is to, one, show you the install, putting them on there. Obviously you've already seen the level of brake dust, and that's on such a short drive right there. And we'll just test them. We'll test you know, the how bad is the brake dust once we get the new pads on there. The first set on there, pretty simple. You remove 2 T60 bolts from top and bottom there, and once the caliper comes off, I just got a little bungee there to hang it on. I grab a couple rags there, threw on top of the rotor just to make sure that it didn't mar anything up. We got the old ones off, cleaned them up real good, and you'll see in the instructions where they're telling you to clean them up. Got a little bit of grease there that came with it, re-greased them up, and then popped our 2 on there. Obviously you got to pay attention to your brake fluid, and as you're backing them up, just to make sure that doesn't pop out of there, right? So my plan probably is going to be, I'm going to do the front and the rear of this side, and then when I let it down, I'll probably put the top back on it, pump the brakes a little bit, then I'll go and then do the other side, just to make sure that it doesn't overflow. But we'll clean that up a little bit. Got a little bit of some prints and stuff on the rotor. I'm gonna clean up my clean up the rotors while I have them. I mean, I'm sorry, the brake calipers while I got the wheel off. Plus, the last time I was working on the car, I dropped a socket down here, so this is this is going to be a perfect time for me to get in there and grab that socket. I don't know about you guys, but between that and so far I've been pretty lucky, like when that happens, to grab, you know, and get a magnet and be able to reach it. This one, I guess, rolled around under there, so who knows exactly where that thing is. But between that and then dropping stuff into the little crevices here, I've done that, especially right here, and then have to get down here and fish it out. Maybe I'm the only one, because, you know, maybe I'm the one that doesn't pay attention to what I'm doing, right? And but I've done it on both sides too. Matter of fact, I think one of the battery cover, I think one of my battery cover pins fell down there, so I guess I'm gonna have to remember when I get the other side jacked up to try to fish in there and get that back out of there as well. So you would think I would learn, but so far I have not. So if there's anything significant on the back, I think the back's going to be much easier, because from what I read, you knock a couple of the pins out, and those actually come out from the top, so you don't actually have to take the whole thing off, which that's going to make it a lot easier. But I'll jump on that, show you, you know, anything significant, and we'll move on. All right, guys, so like I said, this one was going to be super easy. So when you've got your plate sitting there, and then you got your 2 pins that go through, we're gonna push them out toward the back. Super easy to do. Did that with a little punch, pushed them out from this side. Then we're gonna load in the new ones, and then reverse it. You'll make sure that the little filler, at least on mine, was on the rear, and the front one didn't have that. Before I put these on, I'm going to grease these up, but I just want to kind of show you guys that, I mean, it was pretty simple. It just loaded right out of the top. And then, yeah, so we'll put the put it back on and run the pins back through, and then we'll be done with the back. All right, guys, just showed you we got all buttoned back up there. Bada bing, bada boom. Pop the pins back in. So, pop the pins back in, and we are now ready to move over to the other side. We're going to get the wheels back on it. Like I said, we'll give the brakes a couple of pumps before we get started. That way we don't overflow the reservoir. All right, guys. So I told you I'd give you an update on the brakes, and I feel like we've had enough time to do a comparison. So obviously you guys can kind of see. I don't know if it's enough light for you guys or not. Get you close in there. So far, we drove it a little over 100 miles, and we've made about 5 passes on the car. And just looking at the wheel itself, you can see you don't have the fog of wheel dust, brake dust all over it. I would venture to say that probably what is on here is more dirt than it is brake dust. I mean, there's literally, man, I'm having to wipe you twice there to even start getting some residue. So, does it make a difference? Oh man, I mean, it's night and day difference with the power stops. Power stop, Z26s. I mean, I could have driven 20 miles. I mean, you guys know. I would definitely suggest getting the power stop. If you're tired of washing these things every time you take it out, switching up the brake pads is definitely the way to go. So swap them out, maybe 30-45 minutes. So it's definitely something you can do in the garage if you're going to do it yourself. Take you a couple hours, but the time you'll save from just not washing your rims, you'll get all that back. So in spades. So and to be honest with you, this was probably one of my first upgrades moving back. And the sad part of it is I had those brake pads sitting over here on a shelf for months. I mean, literally months, just because I was always doing something else with the car, and I never take the time to do it. But in hindsight, literally, when I say I could have saved myself a bunch of time just from cleaning up the wheels and whatnot, I should have put those things on there immediately. And I mean, just how easy to get the pads on there. I mean, it's such an easy task. It'd have been well worth it. So grab the brakes. I hope you guys got a little something out of the video. Definitely the comparison. Like I said, over 100 miles, 5 passes at the track. So I mean, there was definitely some braking there, moderate to heavy braking, I guess. And that's all we got. So until the next time, guys, we appreciate you.